even cremation, but without any rituals can be done. Because modern time, where are you going to bury the bodies? Which water body are you going to put the body in? Difficult. So, cremation without rituals, and then of course you get rid of the ashes in the Ganga and the ocean, wherever, fine. Okay. So they are the only exception to the rule of not doing any karma. The karma helps them move on. It can be simple, but it has to be there. Okay. Then that is one transition into another dimension. Then learning to be comfortable in that dimension. Yeah, things are going to be different, no? Yeah. It's not going to be like Earth. If it's going to be like Earth, why do you call it another dimension? Then from there, okay, yatha karma yatha jnanam, in keeping with your karma that you have done, in keeping with the worship you have done, all that, the time frame more or less is decided. Then getting ready to be born again. Yeah. Yeah. People say you choose your birth, etc. You don't have much choice, okay? That's all new agey thinking. Tell me, which sane character is going to choose to be born in a slum? I mean, is any sane character going to be choosing that? Is any sane character going to choose to be born without a limb or without an eye or something like that? Forget it. Is any character going to choose that at 40 you will get diabetes? First 40 years you can do whatever you want, but at 40 you will get diabetes. Is anybody going to choose that? You have to be an idiot to choose it, okay? But it is karmic, you have no choice. But because of the karma you have done, this is what you have to face. Yeah. Logically speaking, at the most a choice is available if there are 3 different places and 3 different couples where you can get similar experiences. Then probably you have a choice within that, Yeah. Let us say you will get this, whatever karma you have to go through, you can get it in Bombay, or you can get it in Kolkata, or you can get it in New York. Unless you are highly spiritual, you are not going to choose Bombay or Kolkata, okay? Because everyone wants to go to New York. If you are a very spiritual person, you will say, Bombay or Calcutta, because there is a hope in India, I will find a guru. Otherwise, who is going to choose Bombay or Calcutta? So, choice is very, very limited, okay, if at all. So, yatha karma, yatha jnanam, all this we saw last time. I am just adding 1 or 2 points to that, that's all, okay. But remember, that is not the subject matter here. The subject matter is the Atma. Okay. This is prasanga vashat. Because it has come up, he has mentioned it. Okay. Yeah. It has come up, it is mentioned. Yeah?
Can you explain the meaning of the word prasanga vashat?
Huh?
Technical prasanga vashat. Could you explain?
Prasangam meaning because it has come up in that time frame, in that context. Yeah. In the context it has come, therefore it is said. It's a digression, but it is contextual, therefore we are saying it. Yeah. That's what you mean by prasanga. Yeah. You use it in Tamil also, isn't it? Prasangam. Don't you use it in regional languages? Prasangam nahi use karta hai. I'm not talking about Chen Tamil, I'm talking about the Tamil you will speak at home normally.
Prasangam is used for giving a lecture.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Okay.
Not in this context.
Yeah, it is used in many regional languages, it is used, okay.
In Hindi also prasang is
प्रसंग में ऐसा हो गया, use that. It is used in regional languages, yeah. Anyway, that apart. Okay. So this much in terms of after death, rebirth, etc. So this rebirth and this becomes a journey to know the truth basically. Basically the whole thing is to know the truth, nothing else. Okay, so I am forgetting a few things. Okay. Okay. The whole thing is in terms of the journey is to know the truth. Okay. If the journey is to know the truth, then that's why Nachiketa is asking. Every jiva is a wanderer. Okay. Yeah. That's why the wandering tendencies are there even when you come on earth. Let us take a person. Person has a fantastic house. Okay. All conveniences. The complex has a pool also. Has a gym, pool. All the facilities you have. Great view. Everything. But then what will the person decide? Let me go on a holiday. Why? You have a great place here. Have a staycation. No? Stay at home and have a great vacation. If you are taking a break from your work. No, I have to go somewhere. Okay. So where all? You will keep wandering. Where the convenience may not be that great. And if you are a madcap person like me, you will go trekking into the Himalayas. You think it is easy? I used to do a lot of that. Yeah. Sore shoulders, tired feet, blistered feet. Food that only sadhus can eat. Is that bad? It is half cooked and half burnt. Simultaneously, how you manage both, I don't know. But we manage. मजा आया. Okay. That wandering tendency, you know. Yatayat, going up and down. So you finished India, a lot of places, then you want to go abroad. I'll go to Turkey and see. I mean, it's okay, but that what I'm trying to say is that wandering thing keeps continuing. We are all wanderers. Until you know the truth. अब इधर सब हो गया, let me go to heaven and see what it is. Another dimension. क्या रहेगा? What is here is there, what is there is here. और क्या? How much more will it change? I personally would get very bored in heaven. Non-stop music and dance. अरे बस हो गया. Even a music lover, how much music will you hear a day? 4 hours? 8 hours? Won't want a break after that? You know, St. Xavier's College used to have that Indian Music Academy music festival. So some of my friends drag for it. Can you imagine me agreeing to go for a music festival? But for the sake of my friends, I said, okay, I'll come. All right. So whole night. Okay. Whole night, some four people were there. 3 hours each or something. I was the only one who was awake throughout. All the other guys are catching sleep in between. All of them are catching 2 hours, 3 hours sleep in between. I said, you all come to listen to the music or to sleep? And I am not the music lover. But I made a decision, I will be there, I am there. Fine. I mean, I like music, but in small doses. What I am trying to say is, how much will you like in another dimension? बोर हो जाएगा after some time. Same thing. Yeah. But Swamiji, in heaven there is martial arts. You love martial arts. So, how much will I practice? Every day? 4 hours? उसका ज़्यादा बहुत हो गया. Yeah. Mind can't handle it, can't take it. If 4 hours music, then 4 hours of martial arts also. उससे ज़्यादा क्या है? Yeah. Some people here will be saying 4 hours of music is easier than 4 hours of martial arts. For me, the other way around. Okay. How much good food you'll eat? All divine sattvic food. मेरा चीज सैंडविच किधर गया? नहीं है. भेलपुरी किधर है? और what do you call it in Calcutta? Your puchkas. नहीं है. What I'm trying to say is, hey, every experience is limited. Therefore, this journey will stop only when you know the truth, nothing else. Yeah. Then you remain as Ananda. Yeah. You remain as a one limitless consciousness all over. You're Ananda itself. Okay. So now what is that? He comes back to the verse. Okay. Okay. Now he puts it in very different terms. Ye esha supteshu jagritim kamam kamam purusho nirmanaha tadeva shukram tad brahman tadeva amrutamuchyate tasmin loka shrita sarve tadunati eti kaschana etad vaitat. Okay. See that consciousness, awareness, all that is already covered before. Okay, all that is already covered. Now, from another perspective, he is talking about. Ya esha supteshu jagritim eva. Jagritim. Even though you are sleeping. Purushaha jagritim. And what does it do? Kamam kamam purusho nirmamanaha. Creates a world of all desirable things. Your dream. So where did he suddenly jump to the Purusha? So like how you objectify your waking, you are objectifying your dream as well. We are all in the waking state now, right now, right? Hopefully. I don't think anybody is, I don't think I'm that great a teacher that I can put people to sleep. So hopefully all of us are awake. So, and you know you are awake. You are aware of the waking mind. No? That you are listening to me on your screen. Sometimes it's not good, sometimes it's okay, sometimes you are aware of all that. Similarly, you know all that you are dreaming. In dream also you are creating a world which is similar. At least dream you can create better, no? But similar you will create. And you are objectifying the dream world. That's why in the morning you can get up and say, Arey, I dreamt. So what all dreams I got last night here. Funny. So that Purusha, he says, Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma. That Purusha, that is objectifying the whole thing. And if you can put the other three states, all other state also into it. Waking world objectified, dream world objectified, sleep objectified. That's why you can get up in the morning and say, I dreamt, I slept, etc. So that entity that's objectifying everything, Tat Shukram, that is the pure one, okay, untouched by anything of the waking, dream and deep sleep, Tat Brahma, that's what is known as Brahman that you are seeking for. What is Brahman? Pure consciousness. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Vakshamaha, that will be say in Taittiriya, okay. Or here is being talked about as a consciousness. That consciousness, that Brahma, Tadeva Amrutamuchyati, that consciousness is not limited by time. Time, spatial limitation is not there. Let us look at your experiences. Okay. Waking world has a time dimension. We have. That's why when we say we will meet at 7 o'clock, approximately, plus or minus a few minutes, we meet. That's okay. Okay. Why? Because there is one pattern of time here. Then, in dream, the structure of time is different. No? In a few minutes, you are capsulating a whole lifetime in a few minutes of dream. But here the time is objectified by you. There also the time is objectified by you. Let us say you go to another dimension after death. We all have gone and come. All of us have had many lifetimes before. So, we went to some dimension. There will be a different time scale. Because you don't enter those dimensions as a baby. Only on earth you will enter as a baby. Because your body has to develop. Therefore, you enter as a baby. There you will enter in your ideal state. What state you consider yourself as ideally there. When you became a good thinker, at the same time a good doer. So you are very healthy, at the same time you had some maturity. For most people, there will be around 35, 40, that age, straight into that dimension. A nice age to be, a nice age to remain also. Yeah. So, you enter. And there is a different time scale there, which also you objectify. Therefore, whether this dimension, that dimension, waking, dream, deep sleep, all the time is being objectified by you, the consciousness. How can you be limited by that time? Your body goes through different time frames, and body ages differently in different time frames also. In dream you aged 50 years in a few minutes of worldly time. World, the time goes differently. And in the world also the time goes differently. Yeah. Einstein was asked about the relativity of time once by a commoner. He said, relativity of time is within your experience. When you are talking to your beloved, how quickly does an hour pass? Oh, I don't even know how it has passed. When you are sitting on a hot plate, how long does it take? How long does it take to cover a minute? Or if you want to put it in more modern terms, 1 minute will depend upon which side of the bathroom door you are on. Especially those living in hostels or lived in hostels. Somebody is inside, you knock. He says 1 minute. But that 1 minute seems like half an hour for you. Simple as that. So, all this is, your body goes through all these things, not your mind. There is nothing in an old mind, young mind. There can be a mature mind, there can be a tired mind, there can be a enthusiastic mind. Oh, that mind is young, enthusiastic. Look at the guy, even at 80 he is so enthusiastic about life. He is so young. It's not young, the mind is the same, mind is ageless. It's how you are enthusiastic about, or how tired you got out of life's experiences and you want a break. Both ho gaya, Baba. Been there, done that. I'm bored now. So, the mind itself is not conditioned by time. Not really. I must have discovered this as a young trainee in marine engineering, Why? In marine engineering, you have to work for 4 hours, for 8 hours, practically every day in a marine workshop. Okay. So, marine workshop, many of the workers are 40-year-old, 50-year-old, etc. Your parents' age. But with themselves, when they have some free time, they are behaving exactly like how we teenagers behave. You put a bunch of men together, what do you think they'll be? So I said, hey, what is this growing up business? As long as you are responsible, accountable, that's grown up. Aur kya hai? What else is it? Yeah, really, as long as your maturity is how accountable you are, how responsible you are in life. Or what else is there? Yeah. You put a group of women together, children are grown up and etc., and how will they behave? Yeah, especially if they are on a holiday. It's the same. They won't believe, oh, I'm 55-year-old. What is 55? Hey, 50s are the new 30s, okay? Isn't it the same? Yeah. Let us say, here is a lady, okay, who's been widowed for 5 years and she's 55-year-old. She falls in love with someone new. Any rule against it? Of course you can fall in love at any age. You think she'll behave like a 55-year-old in love when she's alone with a lover? So where is that aging mind? Doesn't exist. Yeah. The older generation of women may take some time to accept this. That you can fall in love in your 50s or 60s and behave like a teenager. You may take some time to accept it. Men have accepted it long back. Because even if they are married, they'll fall in love. It's a different thing altogether. Anyway, jokes apart, what I'm trying to say is that aging is only for the body, etc. The time only conditions your body. The consciousness that's objectifying the body and mind is not conditioned by that time. In fact, time is nothing but a product, a concept in your mind. That's why your mind doesn't age. So, that shukram tadeva amrutam uchyate. That itself is what we call amrutaha, immortal. That's immortal. Okay.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
sorry. What is born only can age though.
What is?
Because the jiva is born
Yeah.
only can age.
Correct.
Which is
So-
not born.
So the mind is born or mind is not born?
No, it is anadi.
It's anadi. That means always there.
Yeah, correct.
But it is
cannot
changing.
age.
But in time it
Changing.
changes. Yeah. It's a changing
Change.
mind. Yeah.
It-
Yeah. Therefore, all birth is nothing but a change anyway. No? Yeah. So it's a gray area there. Okay. Yeah. And the consciousness is never, is always objectifying whatever comes and goes. So that doesn't have any problem.
But Swamiji,
Yeah.
Swamiji, I thought that the mind is born with every srishti and it resolves at the end of the srishti.
That you can talk in terms of kalpas. The whole kalpa you will have to take into account.
Yeah.
The whole creation. There also, the minds that have not gained moksha, the jivas that have not gained moksha, is in a resolved condition. It's like a cosmic sleep. So they become the fodder for the next creation, next cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. And even the highly evolved souls who have not gained moksha, in Satyaloka, etc., highly evolved souls, if you have not gained moksha, they will become the rishis for the next kalpa. By highly evolved, all they required was a few words, mantra drishtas, etc. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, there was a psychic. Okay, I am digressing now. Okay. I don't believe in what the psychic said, but the psychic said that next kalpa, your guru is a realized soul, no problems. He's talking about Swami Dayananji, a realized soul. But because Ishvara requests him, in the next kalpa, he will be a rishi and you will be his son-in-law. He will ask you to be his son-in-law. I said, oh my God, mar gaya main. he is the best guru ever, but I don't want him as a father-in-law. I didn't even ask who the girl will be. As guru is unparalleled. But I know how challenging it was to work with him. And then having him as father-in-law, please, no way. I don't want. Yeah.
Swamiji, if you
Yeah.
ask who will be the mother-in-law,
Oh my God. I can't even dream. Yeah. It had to be one that generation lady, wise person, no? Or somewhere close. I had met a lot of women sadhus of the Swamiji's age group. Please, I wouldn't want any of them as my mother. Very evolved souls, but mother-in-law, no way. Yeah. Anandamayi Man, oh my God, please don't even ask. Yeah, no problems, Aditya. Yeah. I got one dream. It's a digression, okay? I'm just Prasangavashat again, okay? Just digressing a bit. All these are experiential. Once you know the truth, there is no janma, nothing for you. That's why I said I don't believe that psychic can say, no psychic can look into the another kalpa, okay? They can look in your life forward, backward, thora aage piche. That's all, nothing more than that. Another kalpa and all, they are just bluffing. Okay. Then he says, Tasmin lokaha shrita sarve. All the dimensions, we talked about going to another dimension, coming back, etc. All the 14 dimensions are based on this consciousness, he says. This consciousness is the base for the whole of creation, all the 14 dimensions. And what do you take yourself to be? Finite being. Kabhi kushi, kabhi gum. Hey, what kabhi kushi, kabhi gum? You're the basis of the whole creation. You always were. Kabir says that, na? हाय इंसान के भट भक्ति, हाय अंदाज के बाहर, खुद खुदा होकर बंदा नजर आते. The Lord himself, the consciousness of Brahman, the basis for the whole creation. And what are you saying? Hey Malik, तेरे बंदे हो हम, मानेंगे तेरे 10 नियम. खाली 10 है क्या, और कुछ नहीं है? What nonsense. Yeah, but at the same time, if I am born in ignorance, which I am, all of us are born in ignorance, then some sort of surrender to Ishvara, etc. is healthy, is good. It prepares your mind to know the truth. So that much is fine. Okay? Yeah. Okay. And tasmin loka shrita sarve tadunatyeti kaschana. And that is not crossed over by anything. Meaning there is nothing beyond that. Because the tendency is to present everything as beyond. What is beyond the Atma? Nothing. Yeah. That is it. Yeah. Everything can be transcended up to this point. There is nothing to transcend this. Because each dimension transcends the other dimension. No? See, it's when you say transcending, each dimension is beyond another dimension, even though it may be right here. I always said this, no? In terms of dimensions, 2-dimensional figures, 3-dimensional figures, etc. Like a 2-dimensional figure that lives in the world of only length and breadth, like the surface of this book, only length and breadth. There is no height, there is no depth. The person will never be able to see me. No? The guy who is living like that entity that is living on a 2-dimensional world, he will not be able to see me because there is no depth of vision. So he will see me only when I put my hand here. And what will he see me? The tips of 4 fingers. 4 flying saucers are coming and disappearing. Can you see how for that 2-dimensional entity, a 3-dimensional figure looks magical? He appears and disappears. How many of them are there? Only one, but how many? I saw 4. So imagine a 4-dimensional figure, and let us take 4 dimensions as time. You can go forward and backward in time. Like how we can go forward and backward in space, He can go forward and backward in time. He remains 5 seconds ahead of me in time. Do you think I'll see him? He can go behind my time also. So when I see, if he presents himself to me, which self am I seeing? As he is now? As he was 10 years old? What is the process of aging in someone who can move forward and backward in time? Is there aging? Are you meeting his 25-year-old self? Or he has moved forward in time and am I meeting his 70-year-old self? Which person am I meeting? He can appear in my dimension and disappear at will. Like this. This is purely speculative, yes, but to give an idea of what another dimension is. Like that, there are 14 dimensions. That means what? All the descriptions of heaven and hell that you have heard is not true. Why? Because they have been described to you in terms of the 3 dimensions. The description is with respect to the 3rd dimension, 3-dimensional world that we are living in. Only then we can understand. No? But they will add some extra. There is no aging there. There is no this there. There is no hunger and thirst there. All that is again descriptions with respect to the 3rd dimension. Believe me, when you go there, you will find it very different. If you want to go there, that is. I don't. Bodh Gaya. Many lifetimes I have gone across. I don't want any more. Samji, do you remember anything? No. Thank God. Are you getting what I am trying to say? It will never be. There was one Dr. Collins, an Englishman. He used to contact spirits from other dimensions. So once he contacted the Archbishop of Canterbury. That's the head of the British Church. He was the most unhappy man in heaven. He was in heaven all right, but he was the most unhappy man. Why? This is not like how the Bible described it. It will not be. It will not be. How will it be like that? Because all descriptions are with respect to 3 dimensions. In fact, if you look at the description, higher dimensions, not just one above, but 3, 4 above. After that, there is no language. It's all by thought communication. That means in Satyaloka, it's very difficult to bluff. Because you're picking up each other's thoughts. Even if you're feeling for somebody, you can't hide it. How can you hide it? Whatever the feeling is, love or anger or hatred or whatever. Funny it is, okay? So all these are experiential dimensions. All of it is based on me, the consciousness. And I, the consciousness, the one that objectifies everything. All these come and go. I am the permanent entity, unconditioned by time and space. That's it. No more a finite creature struggling in life. No more a finite creature struggling in life. Yeah. Limitless. Let things happen. संसार का खेल देखो मजा आ जाता है. And sometimes the game, it's after all it's a game of life. Therefore you play the game as well. You play the game. But while playing the game also you are witnessing the game as consciousness. As a person you are playing the game. As consciousness you are witnessing it. So with that knowledge when you are entering the world, it's all No big deal. No big deal. You can just take it in your stride as Ananda. Yeah. Okay. Etad vaitad, this is what you had asked for. Yeah? Any questions?
So Swamiji, when we talk about multiple dimensions,
Yeah.
given that it is the same mind that continues,
Yeah.
so would it be reasonable to say that the mind in this current human body is experiencing three dimensions because that's the limitation of the body and the sense organs?
Yep.
In different body, the same mind can experience
Yeah.
four dimensions.
The same mind will open up in another dimension too.
Okay.
Yeah. Because all dimensions are conceived in the mind only. No? Ishvara's mind, Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind, and you are part of the cosmic mind. So mind can open up to any dimension. Exactly like how the closest example you can give. A baby in the womb, the whole world is only the womb. No? Doesn't even know mother. Mother is heartbeat and warmth, that's all. Nothing else. A heartbeat that the baby hears and the warmth of being inside the womb. Nothing else. But when he's born, that mind that knew only these two things is adjusting it to a different world. No? Can you imagine the information overload that is there in a baby? When the moment the baby is born, one first thing is those bright lights. Oh my God, I don't know why they keep a delivery room that bright. It's harsh on the child. Really. Wherever I helped as an ethical committee of this, I tried to get them dim the lights a bit. See, you need light to see what is happening. You can't miss any signs. Therefore, you need the light. The doctor needs the lights. And I said, dim it as much as possible. You know? Yeah. Bright lights, etc. is a problem. Adjusting. And so many sensory overloads happen. That's why it requires some time to adjust. No? That's why the babies are sleeping most of the time. Why? Sensory overload is too much. It has to keep processing and adjusting. For that, the conscious mind has to be shut down. The same way your mind, when it goes there, there will be a little adjusting. But you are an adult, you are a mind which is fully functional in this dimension. So already three dimensions are you are familiar. Then whatever. Your mind will expand enough. Yeah. That's why once your mind is expanded to a new idea, it cannot go back to its old idea, can it? Very difficult. Can't push the mind back also. That's why being born in lower lokas or lower life forms is a punishment. Because you are forcing the mind, trapping it in a lower life form. That becomes a karma phala as a punishment. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Swamiji,
Yeah? Shoot.
sir, can we say, like if a person is born a blind one, in next Janma, he is blind, he wouldn't have any sense of identification of colors, which he had in his previous life.
Yeah.
But in this new life, he cannot do that. So that sensory perception is lost to him.
No, sorry, come again?
If a man is born blind,
Yeah.
so the perception of color is lost to him in that.
Yeah, no form, 1/5 of the sense organ gone. Yeah.
Sense that one organ. So it is for him as good as not there at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
That dimension is not there. But
Yeah, that dimension of color is not there at all for him.
but when the person
He may listen to others talking about it, then it is only a
true.
imagination.
But see that mind, now look at the mind. In this lifetime, that mind is not perceiving color because the eyes are not functioning. Okay? But in a previous lifetime, the mind has perceived color. That's why when the blind dream, there are enough times when they dream in color. They can see forms, etc. in dream state. They never seen it in the waking because they have been born blind. But in the dream they have seen it because samskaras from previous lifetimes are also there in the mind. Yeah, I dealt with blind people, so sometimes they say that. Yeah. They'll say, I saw both Rangin Dunya tha. I said, how do you know it is Rangin? I saw. But you can't see. No, either I can't see now, but in my dream I saw. And they recognize it. The whole interplay is very, very mysterious, very strange, very interesting also. And it can bog you down also. Yeah. Because look at it, this whole, what he is trying to say here, this whole gamut of your experiential world, now when you say experiential world, we tend to limit the world to what we can see. See, when we see world, how much is your world? Unless you are geopolitically awareful, you don't know what's happening in other countries, etc. Hey, half the characters don't know what's happening in this country and in your own country. If I ask people who's the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, they don't know. छत्तीसगढ़ का चीफ मिनिस्टर कौन है? Anyone knows here? Because that may not be the things that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Okay? He's afraid of being arrested now, by the way. Anyway, that apart. Okay. I'm giving you all a hint. Anyway, that apart. So we don't, when we are talking about my world, I am not even talking about the entire dimension. I am not even talking about the entire earth. I am only talking about my level of experiences. That experience includes news, the newspaper, TV, all that it includes. Or most younger generation read news on the phone. So that's all your world is. Now expand it to in terms of this world, earth at least. Then your solar system, our solar system, 7 planets, 9 planets. Pluto has come back as a planet, I think now, no? Yeah. Whatever, come back, not come back. That's it. Then what are the another galaxies, etc., we don't even bother about unless you're an astronomer or you're a physicist, etc., trying to decode something. You don't even bother about it, no? What is the closest galaxy? Pata nahi? Andromeda, by the way. Yeah. 4 million light years away. Only. So, that is one dimension that we call Bhulokaha. Bhu is not just earth, this whole dimension is gone. Then Bhuva, Suvaha, like that it goes on up to Satyam. 7 dimensions, mind-boggling. Then Rasatala, Mahatala, all that, Patala, another 7 dimensions below. Below in terms of your experience. Mind-boggling when you see how vast the creation is. 14 dimension creation. Forget one dimension, we don't even understand the earth completely. Suddenly they are finding that, oh, we found a new species. Oh, what new species? That survived, so all these, a billion years it has survived. Yeah. Billion years it has survived. What are you talking about new species? There is nothing new. You discovered it now, that's all. So this is the whole thing that goes on. So all these 14 dimensions are based on what? On that existence consciousness, which happens to be you. Somebody was asking about Sarvatma Bhava. This is Sarvatma Bhava. Okay? I am everything. Now, since your mind cannot know details of everything, we encapsulate the whole thing into one big set called Ishvara. Yeah. Ishvara. So Ishvara, the cosmic body, the cosmic mind, everything. The cosmic ignorance, the whole thing we encapsulate. A superset Ishvara. So Ishvara's body, Ishvara's mind, Ishvara's etc. And the whole thing is on one consciousness alone. The truth of Ishvara is nothing but pure consciousness. Ishvara is what you relate to, consciousness is what is. You don't relate to consciousness because you are consciousness. With Ishvara there can be a relationship. Whatever you want, it's up to you. Yeah, you relate to Ishvara, na? Yeah. Whatever you want to relate to. That's called bhakti. The recognition that is everything. Yeah. And the emotional response that come out of that. Bhakti. But that whole thing is based on what? That one consciousness which is non-different from you. At consciousness level, there is no difference between you and Ishvara. There is no relating. There is only oneness. There is only oneness there. Yeah. So that oneness is what we are seeking. Why are we seeking it? Because we have forgotten it. We are ignorant of it. We don't know. But you are like a caged lion. You know, like a caged lion, it remembers how it roamed free in the forest as a king of the jungle. One roar and others would run away from it. It remembers that and can't come to terms with this cage. Same way, a jiva cannot come into terms with this body and mind. Therefore, you seek somewhere to get free from it. Through healthy ways, unhealthy ways, whatever. Self-improvement. The most popular books that are sold or courses that are sold are courses on self-improvement. Why? I don't like cassettes. I can't accept fully. Even if I talk of self-love, etc., that's only up to a point. I want to change, I want to become better. Or unhealthy ways. Addictive behaviors, drugs, etc. Why? Alcohol. You are trying to forget your isolation. You are trying to forget your loneliness. You are trying to forget everything. It is there, but you are trying to forget it. Unhealthy ways. Healthy, at least you are trying to do something about it. Both will fail. Why? The oneness is an absolute fact. You only have to recognize it. So pending discovery, you feel you are finite. You are actually free the moment you discover what you are. So for that the learning, the Upanishad, etc. comes into the picture. So it is not a small thing that we are doing here, okay? I want you all to recognize this. There is nothing small about this attempt of what we are. It's huge. There can't be anything bigger than this, really speaking. From a practical angle, you can say, oh, this is bigger, that is bigger, this is bigger. But from your existential fact, there cannot be anything bigger than this. Yeah, there cannot be anything greater than this. Jab labdva na aparam labham madikam manyate. Having gained this, it doesn't take of any other gain as bigger than this. So when you are starting off your studies, you may find it a bit difficult. What if I give you $1 billion now? What do you want, $1 billion or moksha? No, give me $1 billion, then I will struggle for moksha afterwards. Because I may not get moksha now, as you are saying. I'll get $1 billion now and then I'll keep working for moksha. Most people will take that. I mean, nothing wrong if you want $1 billion. I'm not saying it's wrong. Yeah. But if you gain moksha, $1 billion won't make a difference as you think it will. Well, you can do a few things with it. Okay. Yeah, you can do a lot of things. No? Money is what money does. But it is not. It gives you a sense of security, a sense of feeling, it develops your self-esteem. All this is a mithya thing around money. Money is what money does. What you can do with that money? That's all it is there, really. That's the value of money. Now, what is the value? Yeah. No other, the only value of money is what you're going to do with it. Yeah. What you can achieve in the physical plane with that. That's all it can. Only in the physical plane you can achieve. But we load it with emotional things. I feel secure. I feel happy. I feel this. I feel that. All that is loading. It's called Shobhana Adhyasa. You're not objective toward that. You are superimposing your emotional qualities on that money, which it doesn't have. So there is where the whole thing is. So I want you to recognize what we are striving here for. When you recognize that, two things can happen. Either you can get scared, Maba, it's too much for me. Then the Gita will come and say, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadeye. They lift yourself up. Don't look down upon yourself. If others can do it, you can also. Or you can say, oh my God, that's a commitment. Good, done. I will really study the whole thing. Your commitment can grow up. Yeah. So think about it. I thought I'll do 1 or 2 more verses, but this is a good place to stop because I want you all to think. This whole dimension, this thing, and that is based on you, the consciousness. Therefore, what is it that we are really achieving here? I want you all to think on that before the next class. Okay. It's a good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.